Working with clay is just such a magical process because it is so tactile, and when you're moving the clay and it sort of responds to what you want it to do, it just feels really lovely and sensory. And yeah, it's just my happy place. I just feel like I can just completely be just relaxed and sort of zone out, and yeah, just my happiest when I'm working with clay. So my name's Maisie, and I run a business called The Touring Potter, which is me living my dream really. So I'm sort of sharing my craft with people every day. I've created an environment that I can invite people to where they can work on their own projects, and I just feel sort of like really fulfilled doing those things, and it affects my day-to-day because I get to see all people sort of making pots and enjoying working with clay, and yeah, it just makes me really happy. When I was about 16, I went to a local college in the New Forest, and I first did ceramics there. I had a really lovely teacher. There was only about 5 people in my class, and I just loved working with clay. I felt it was such a sort of special material, and I just felt like I had a real connection with it, and it just, you know, something that felt right and something that I wanted to sort of learn further. Yeah, that's probably my earliest memory of doing ceramics is at college. It depends what type of pottery you're doing, but on the wheel, which I'll show you in a minute, is something called centering. So centering is where you throw the clay down onto the wheel and you get it into the middle. And if it's not in the middle, then the whole pot is off balance and it can be quite wobbly. So that is like the sort of fundamental start of making something on a pottery wheel. So that is absolutely vital for it to be right, really. I think when you're working with clay, it's a bit of a fickle material because you think you're going to make one thing and then it's got so many different sort of elements within the process that can cause it to go wrong. So when you're centering the clay, it might not go into the middle, and when it goes into the kiln, it might crack. And it does sometimes feel like a bit of a challenge, and you sort of sometimes will think, oh, I'm not good enough, it keeps going wrong. But when you do finally have that thing that comes right, that comes out of the kiln, it just feels like you've just sort of mastered this sort of element, and it just feels real sort of achievement, really. It feels like you've sort of got to where you want to be with it all. So when I was doing my final project at uni, I'd spent weeks working on a project and I'd completed all the work, I'd got to the end, and it went into the kiln, and the kiln misfired, so it got way, way, way hotter than it was meant to, and it sort of overcooked. It was all blistered and bubbled, and I mean, initially I felt really angry and sort of upset and stressed, but then I just thought, well, I've got the opportunity now to make this again. I can try and make it better than I did before, but it's just had to have a bit of a moment before I could sort of be calm enough to do that, because it is very frustrating. But I think it just teaches you that, you know, each time you do something you get better. You know, you've got to be patient and just work through the process, and yeah, you've got to take the positives, haven't you, from redoing things. And I've done lots of different things since finishing uni. So initially I left college and I've worked for different people in different places, and I was setting up a business in a different area in Salisbury, and when COVID hit, I lost that space, and so I bought all my pottery wheels and I had a camper van, and so I set out on this new sort of business venture, which was the Touring Potter, which is what my company is called. And so I was doing lots of pop-up workshops, sort of all over the local area with my camper van, with the pottery wheels. And it's only about 2 years ago that I took on this unit and set up this studio space. So that sort of, you know, element of COVID affecting the business at the start, although it was very challenging, it feels now that it's kind of all worked out quite well, really, because otherwise I would never have had the Touring Potter and met all the different people that I have, you know. So yeah, it's worked out well. initially I was doing a lot of popping up different places, a bit like a gig, like a musician would do. So one evening we might be setting up in a pub, another evening we might be setting up in an art community centre, in a care home, in a school, so many different places. And so the name just explains, you know, what we did, and we do still do a few of those types of events, but we have also got this space here now that we operate out of too. I'm so lucky because I've done so many different things. I'm trying to have a little think. I mean, always going into schools and working with children is lovely because you feel like you're really offering them something that they don't get the opportunity to do anymore, because in the school curriculum they don't necessarily have access to clay. So whenever you're sort of showing them something with clay, you feel that you're sort of broadening their options and giving them some different sort of ideas of avenues that they can take creativity. So that's always really good. And working, you know, with sort of more elderly people as well, it might be reminding them of a memory of when they were younger and they'd made something out of pottery before or out of clay before, and that's always just quite heartwarming, really. But yeah, I'm so lucky because I feel like we positively impact on so many people, and it's hard to just choose one, really. I'm gonna die on the wheel. I'll be on that pottery wheel till my last days. I just think I'm a crafts person. It's like having, you know, a trade. It's something that I'm never gonna stop doing. It's something I love. You know, I'm really passionate about it. And I just want to keep growing what I'm doing and having more people here. Possibly, I mean, if I could ever get to the stage that I could have a slightly bigger space and I could have more people, then I'd love that. But at the moment, I'm just quite happy sort of doing this and seeing where it goes, really. Yeah. Have always been sort of like quite ambitious, and I wanted to I had this sort of vision that I really wanted to have a community space that people could use, and I might feel really tired when I wake up in the morning because I've been teaching late in the evening, or, you know, I've had a really busy couple of weeks. But the fact that I know that I'm coming in and I'm going to see all my amazing customers, and I'll look forward to seeing my different clients that I see each week, and yeah, I think that's what keeps me going, really, is knowing how much it makes other people happy, you know, and that makes me happy, and sharing my skills, and yeah, I love it. So rewarding watching people grow. Sort of when they first come to pottery, they might be a bit nervous. They're thinking, oh no, I've never done this before, and I'm not going to be very good, or oh, I wasn't very good at art at school. And it's sort of filling people with that confidence that they can do something, and there's no judgment here. We're just, you know, a safe space where people can come and learn to make things out of clay, and you know, we just pride ourselves in encouraging people to get creative and try something different, and, you know, make things that they're gonna use and enjoy. And yeah, that's kind of what we do, really. I feel like the work that I do is I like making things that people can use every day. So I feel like there is a bit of love in every piece that I make, and the thought of somebody having that in their home and they're enjoying using it every day. So I wouldn't say there's necessarily a particular piece that I've made, but I do feel like whenever somebody does buy something, or I sell a piece of work, or I give a gift of pottery to somebody, I'd always feel sort of like slightly emotionally connected to it, and it's nice to think that they're gonna enjoy having that in their lives and in their home, you know? Yeah, it's a nice feeling.